Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 14 of the Make It Rain podcast. Coming out of the Christmas break, the Ontario Reign had 2 games this week alongside an under the weather Anthony Collazo from the Hockey News. I'm Joe O'Regan. Here we go. All right. With that being said, Merry Christmas. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas. And with the New Year coming up, Happy New Year as well. Happy Hanukkah to those celebrating. Is Kwanzaa coming up too?
Kwanzaa, I think, already passed.
Yeah, Kwanzaa did pass, actually. Anthony, how are we?
Joe, everybody watching the pod. I'm good, man. A little under the weather the past couple of days. Been a struggle. Of course, me being under the weather, the Reign decided to play not 1, but 2 shootout games. Not even just overtime, shootout games. When I just want to lay in bed, get some rest, blow my nose, get some sleep. They decided to play 2 overtime games. So that wasn't fun. But, gotta do what you gotta do. I'm coming through for y'all, man. I'm coming through with the podcast while I'm ill.
This episode was almost a solo mission over here.
Almost a solo mission, man. I went to work today, and I almost left at 3. I was going to. Then I was like, I got it. Stay till 7. Recording this at 8:30.
Yeah, here we go.
Here
we go. That's all that needs to be said. Let's get into the Los Angeles Kings stuff. Yes, there actually is LA Kings stuff coming out of the break this week. Actually, no. I'm going to start some NHL stuff. The Dallas Stars have been fined by the CBA for practicing over the 4-day break. Great job, guys. You had one job. Optional skate on the 4th day. World Junior stuff. Hampton Slakinski is doing his thing. Carter George is doing his thing. He's got a shutout for Team Canada today, taking down Germany by the final of 4-0. Jacob Dvorak is doing his thing with Team Czechia. They took down Team Slovakia today. And
I actually think Dvorak's doing pretty good.
Yes, he is doing pretty good, in contrary to what usually happens in Ontario. Sorry. Not sorry.
The U.S. lost to Finland today.
In overtime. Yeah, and Latvia, for some reason, just had to beat Canada to shake everything up.
Unreal.
Yeah. Shout out Latvia and their goalie. Holy. It literally, you can show a picture here. He was the whale from the Geico commercial.
Yeah.
He literally was the whale. Could not get anything by him. Just throw him a fish from the bench. That's all you got to do to please the guy. You don't even need a water bottle. With that being said, Artur Kaliev, his conditioning loan with the Ontario Reign has expired. We're watching the game right now between the Kings and the Philadelphia Flyers. Kings are on a back-to-back, so that's all that needs to be said there.
Yep.
He's back with the Kings. His conditioning loan with the Reign is over.
Thank God.
Oh, wow. He did get, he did get a goal Friday night, so he did not go scoreless, at least. Goalless, actually, not even scoreless at that point.
He wasn't great with the Reign, though.
You also got to give him a little bit of help because he hasn't played hockey in over a year.
That's true. I don't even think he's playing in this game.
No, he's not.
I think they're going 11-7 today.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Kyle Burrows, the 7th defenseman. Fire me up. So, with that being said, is there anything else on LA Kings related that I just whiffed on?
I don't know. I think Andre Lee got paper transaction back to the Reign and then back up to the Kings. I think. I'm almost sure that doesn't
he's still
matter.
with the Kings.
No, he is. He's playing in this game.
Yeah.
I think that is it.
Yeah, it's about all with the LA Kings. All right, well, here we go. Time to get to our forte in the Ontario Reign. But first, this episode is brought to you by Gowdy Law. We all know having a game plan is key, but when it comes to your family's future, are you ready? Gowdy Law is here to help, specialize in estate planning. Gowdy Law ensures your loved ones are protected from losing a ton of money and time to probate when you pass. Just like on the ice, the preparation matters. Don't wait till the last minute to make the right play. Visit GowdyLaw.com today. Oh my gosh, David Reich just made a great save, by the way. In the middle of the ad read, to start planning for the future, get estate planning and a free consultation right on their website. It's literally that simple. The price is on their website. Gowdy Law, make estate planning easy, understandable, and affordable. As always, the link is in the description. Game 1, Friday night in San Diego.
It was a nice Christmas, but back to work for the Ontario Reign as they squared off with the San Diego goals in the first game of a back-to-back weekend. 21 seconds in, Fred Francesco Pinelli. He goes top shelf on Oscar Dance and it is quickly 1-0. Unfortunately for the Reign, AHL journeyman Ryan Carpenter, no relation to Chris, would even the game at 1. And to make matters worse, it was while the Reign were on the power play. Short-handed goal, but once again, Francesco Pinelli. He scores again to give the Reign a 2-1 lead. Into the second, Igor Sidorov, the science kid, would tie the game at 2. But hey, Arthur Kaliev would give the Reign a 3-2 lead, his first goal on his conditioning alone, and it would be his last. But once again, Ryan Carpenter ties the game. Back and forth we go. Who will score the next goal? No one will. This game would go into overtime. Who would score that goal? Nobody. Into the shootout. Miss. Sidorov, the science kid, tallies one, and Tyler Madden would miss. Goals win in a classic 4-3 the final.
That game, I ended up stating this on the Make It Rain Twitter/X, whatever you guys call it at this point. I don't care. You can call it Elon Musk's app at this point. I do not care. The Raid played absolutely horrible that game.
Oh, it was awful. It was. I think you said on Twitter. I think you used the word pitiful.
Pitiful.
And I completely agree.
Anytime,
they weren't good.
Yeah, straight up. We'll get into the goals in a moment. Anytime you take 8 penalties and 4, yes, 4, not 1, 2, 3, 4 delay of games, puck over the glass in one game, there's an issue going on somewhere in there.
Yeah, they committed 4 delay of game penalties. You can't do that. Simple as that. I think Kaliev had 2, which, as I said earlier, not good. I think Pinelli had 1, and I think Godin, I believe, had 1. They were just bad all around. I don't think you can point out one person and say, like, you know, if you made this goal, then they would win or something. They were lucky to come out of that game with the point.
Yes.
Very lucky.
100%.
I think if it was any team not named the San Diego Gulls or the Henderson Silver Knights, I think they come out of there scoreless. And I think they come out of there with a beatdown.
Getting blown out.
Yeah. Portillo kept them in the game.
Yes.
The entire game, he gave up 3 goals. Portillo kept them in.
Truthfully, if anyone not named Eric Portillo was in net, like, unless it was like Devin Cooley or something. I mean, I don't want to bash like Jacob Ingham or something, but if there's anyone any lesser than Eric Portillo in between the pipes that game, the final score of this game would have probably, kid you not, been 8-3.
No, 100. I completely agree with you.
7-3, 8-3 would have been a flipping football game at that point.
No, I completely agree. I don't think there's any way around it.
It was pathetic. Anytime you get 3 power plays, the Ontario Reign had 3 power plays. And they ended up giving up 3 odd man rushes / breakaways.
Yeah.
One of them, Ryan Carpenter, they gave up a goal on it.
Yeah,
like, that's horrible.
You're talking about the first power play, right? Or just the entire game?
I believe it was the second power play.
Because there was a power play where they gave up they gave up a couple or even a few like odd man rushes, and it was like, come on, guys, like
it was.
Yeah, it's one thing to be bad on the power play and not score. It's another thing to do that. You can't be giving up chances while you're a man up. I mean, the Reign are so good 5-on-5, but they're so bad while up a man. It's crazy.
Or down a man.
Down a man, they're fine.
Actually, you know what? No, down a man, they're fine. The Ontario Reign know how to score unless they literally have an advantage.
Yeah.
Kid you not.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into the goals in this game. 21 seconds in. Hi, Francesco Pinelli. Top shelf, pop the bottle. Didn't completely pop off the net, but it did pop up. We did see that. Ontario Reign take a quick 1-0 lead. Beats Oscar Dansk over the glove. Ryan Carpenter on a break. Little shimmy to the backhand. He scores. And, all right, getting into the second goal. Pinelli again. From the top of the circles, the high slot. We're going to get into the Reign playing in the high slot sooner than later, too.
Looks like Booth made a nice little pass from the circle. Booth.
No-look pass. Angus Booth, as advertised, Mikey Anderson.
Yeah, you can't. There's not enough things or good things that you can say about Angus Booth. He has been just absolutely fantastic for the Reign.
No doubt about it whatsoever. Ryan Carpenter scores. Pinelli scores.
Looks like Sidorov shot for the second goal, shot through traffic. Nobody tipped it, just kind of threw Portillo off guard.
Yeah.
Probably one he should have saved, but you can't save them all. You're going to make some mistakes
Of course.
when you're a goalie.
No doubt about it. Third goal for the Reign. I mean, I guess tic-tac-toe on the power play. Malat to Jones to Kaliev. He beats Oscar Dansk and the Reign get the lead.
If that was a tic-tac-toe, I think that's the slowest tic-tac-toe I've ever seen.
That's what I was going to say.
Because that should have been a save, if I'm being honest. Oscar Dansk needs to get in front of that.
Kaliev wound up on that thing, too. Like, he really wound up on it. And then the game-tying goal. Who was that?
I think it was Carpenter.
Oh, yeah, Ryan Carpenter again. Throws this in front. I think this hits an Ontario Reign player because, of course, crowding the net, Booth and, I was going to say, who's the other defenseman in that? It looked like it was Caleb Jones. Don't quote me on that.
It looks like Booth and who was in front?
I want to say it was Caleb Jones.
82, yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, Caleb Jones. It looks like, based on Caleb Jones' reaction, that it actually, I think it hit his skate and went in. So, a bit unfortunate into the shootout. Callie Klein doing his thing.
Callie Klein came in for no reason.
Yeah, Callie Klein came in. Oscar Dansk he allowed 3 goals, 8 saves on 11 shots. Gets the boot after the first period, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. Back this up for a second because I heard this was controversial. I was listening to Schaffer on the radio with this one. Back up a little bit more.
No, he never stopped.
He did not. Okay, Sidorov did not stop. He really slowed down, however.
Yeah, when
keeping your feet moving.
When the Reign were complaining about him stopping, I didn't see a stop. I thought it was a little bit foolish of them in a sense because it's completely legal. He never stopped moving. He slows down but never stops going forward.
I think when he gets to the top of the slot, there is an argument to be made. However, he did not stop. We will say that. And then Tyler Madden gets shut down the bottom of the 4th, and the goals walk out of there somehow of 2 points. The Ontario Reign, I mean, it was the Christmas blunder. I mean, I think they drank a little too much eggnog. Let's just say that.
Maybe a little too much. My gosh.
Ate too many gingerbread, man.
They look terrible.
Yeah, they did not look good out the gate. So, a bit unfortunate. Joe Hickett's his first fight of the year with Judd Caulfield. that didn't take long. That was a quick one too. It's like 3 minutes in.
And it was a bad fight. He should have never. I mean, Hickett's is shorter than me.
Yeah. Nope. You're the same height as him. He's short, by the way.
Oh yeah, and in game 2.
Got it. Yeah, Reign lost. So in game 2, me, Jeff Pope, and a bunch of other Reign fans took their way down the I-10 to Coachella Valley as the Reign looked to turn right around and beat their rival, the Coachella Valley Firebirds, in the first. For the 3rd time this year, the Ontario Reign end up on the wrong side of the teddy bear toss as Luke Henman gets one from the high slot to give them a 1-0 lead. There go the stuffed animals. With the Reign getting the regroup, nothing happens in the rest of the first. In the second period, on a quick zone entry, Bardowski's, he's back, baby. Hey, Francesco Pinelli. He scores again, an absolute beauty. You might have saw my hand in the broadcast too. We're tied at 1. John Hayden, of course, assistant captain or alternate captain, of the Firebirds. He scores on the power play. It's 2-1. Little bar down action for the boys. However, half a minute later, if you're a waiter or a waitress, you might want to be waiting for Jeff Malat because he might give you the most generous tip ever. He gets a tip in goal from Caleb Jones up high. The Reign score 4-on-4 and headed back to 2-2. With under a minute left to go, Glenn Godin with a great outlet pass. You can run from it, you can hide from it, you can dread from it, but Fee-Fi Fagimo is inevitable. He scores a breakaway goal. The Reign take the lead. It is now finally winter, and Ryan Winterton, of course, has to score in the wintertime. Holy, that's a lot of winters. 3-3, nothing happens in overtime. The Ontario Reign go 3 for 3 in the shootout. The Firebirds went 2 for 3. Samuel Fagimo cleans it up, beating LaFontaine by the blocker, and the Ontario Reign skate out of Coachella Valley with 2 points by the final of 4-3. Man, I had to give you a full-blown report on that game. A lot happened in it, too.
A lot did happen. I think I think it's also because you were at the game.
Yes.
Maybe a little more that you saw at the game. It was a great game, man. It was a very fun watch from home, at least.
Yeah.
You go down early. Teddy bears come flying onto the ice, which I didn't know that they did teddy bear tosses after Christmas.
Yeah,
but
I didn't either.
But I mean, the Firebirds do their own thing. They're kind of, I'm not gonna get in trouble right now. And so you go down 1-0 on a goal from Luke Hedman, I believe it was. Really weird goal.
Third goal of the year. And the funny thing is, right after he scores, you're never going to beat Samuel Fagimo's celebration. But he's like, chuck him on here. Chuck him up. Chuck him up. Chuck him on there.
Speaking of...
Get him on the ice.
Speaking of celebration, I mean, did you see, a little bit of going ahead, but Fagimo, after scoring the last shootout goal, he does the chills.
Yeah, I wonder where else we might have seen that, because I think he's in his Oh, wait, sorry.
Dude, we said this last episode how Fagimo always has some sort of celebration for... He's a showman, bro. Fagimo is the biggest showman on the Reign. He is the greatest showman.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema.
We had to move my bike back for that one.
We need to go back and make a montage. If we had an editor, if you want to edit for the Make Rain podcast, let us know.
Yeah, please let us know.
We need a montage of all of Fagimo's just him being a showman after big goals, like an overtime goal. I think he actually did that same celebration after one of his OT winners last year. Was it against San Diego?
No, it was against Henderson towards the end of the year.
And then he did that?
Yeah.
His 40th goal, he took off his glove and was like,
I did it!
His teddy bear toss last week, he caught a teddy bear.
He caught a circular-shaped teddy bear.
It's so funny.
And chucked it in
Leave it up to Fagimo to just have a celebration for everything.
And leave it up to a Firebirds fan to be salty in the comments.
Real.
Who's mad? Who's mad?
Someone commented, about the Firebirds?
No, it wasn't about the Firebirds. Ontario's wasn't that good. And then NHL themselves comment. This is an NHL post for the record. They themselves comment, he literally caught the stuffed animal. And then my own personal account, I respond, Firebirds fan, by the way. For the people at home. Yeah, sorry, you're mad.
So this wasn't the weird goal. A skater, I don't know who that is, from behind the net, gets it out in front to Hedman. Hedman one times it past Copley. Just a clean goal. Goal. Very quick into the game. Teddy bears go onto the ice, which is probably the best thing for the Reign.
Yes, David Goyette, by the way, was the player behind the net.
Goyette? Okay.
Yeah. David Goyette is their enforcer too, which is a bit weird in a way.
Of course, Pinelli again. I actually didn't see this one because I didn't see a threat on the ice, and I was looking down at some stats. I was also sick. I might have been looking down at my phone or something. But Pinelli goes
Zone
to
entry.
right above the circle, center circles, and just
bar down
with a wrister.
Francesco Pinelli Roofing Company. Bar down.
He's starting to really turn in, at least this week, to the player we thought that he was going to be to start the year. Came out a little bit slow, but that's okay. He's still young. And, man, he has really performed on a line that hasn't really been that good. I think Chromiak has obviously been a disappointment in the system. Taylor Ward is probably at this point a journeyman in the AHL. Pinelli, man, making the Reign third line great again.
Wow, funny. We bash on the Reign third line, and guess who shows up this week?
Pinelli.
The Reign's third line. Funny how that works. John Hayden on the end of the power play. Here's another thing I'm going to bash the Reign on. We cannot sit here, and I refuse to watch this because I had to yell this a couple of times while I was just sitting in 121. We cannot play a minute and 45 of a 2-minute penalty.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
This is another breakdown on the Reign. I think Kyle from Hockey Royalty mentioned Caleb Jones should have just gotten it out of the zone instead of skating with the puck. That is true. At the same time, I think that there are two guys right here in between these circles. I can't tell who they are. I think that's... Who is it? Is that Pinelli? That's Pinelli. And who's the other guy? Is that Booth?
Back up a little bit. Pinelli picks up the top guy. I don't know who that is in the bottom left, but that man has gone clueless.
I think that's Jones. That's Jones, and
Yeah.
the other one looks like it's Booth.
No, yeah, it's Booth. That was Booth that I was talking about.
They were just all sitting there. You can't all sit there. I think Booth should have gotten in front. I think Booth was kind of caught in like a no man's land.
However, I'm not particularly mad at Booth sitting there because if Booth gets in front of that shot and that shot gets through,
yeah,
it becomes an extremely tough save for Phoenix Copley. This shot was already really hard to save. John Hayden went bar down on this for the record.
It looks like they just had a little bit of like a, I don't want to say defensive zone breakdown and overuse that. Just they kind of lost where they were supposed to be in the formation, and I guess that happens sometimes, but it can't happen.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah.
I mean, with that being said, Samuel Fagimo got into a scrum with, I believe it was Ryan Jones. Yes, Ryan Jones and Samuel Fagimo get into a scrum. Fagimo originally got sent off for slashing. However, I think he would have been sent off for roughing regardless. The Reign and the Firebirds go 4-on-4. Caleb Jones gets a puck out high, and it's tipped home by Jeff Malott. Jeff Malott was completely uncontested right in front of, is it Jack LaFontaine? I forget his name. It is Jack LaFontaine. Yeah. So, hey, the Reign will take it, and then stretch pass, Fagimo wide open, scores with 25 seconds left, is absolutely fired up, jumping into the arms of Glenn Gaudin, and the Reign take a 3-2 lead into the second intermission. But just like always with the Ontario Reign, it can never be easy.
Another mention, before we go into the Fibers' last goal, all of these goals that the Reign scored were all to LaFontaine's blocker side, and they went 3 for 3 in the shootout.
All on the blocker side.
On the blocker side. They clearly had a scouting report on LaFontaine, even though it was his first game of the year.
Yeah.
So good scouting by whoever that is.
Jack LaFontaine did, I believe, play 3 games with the Firebirds last year. So
there you go.
They probably saw him at least once. I mean, out of the gate, when Collazo and I were talking pregame, I originally thought Alistezka was going to be in net because Nike Coco was in the net last night. So both teams are on a back-to-back.
Yeah.
And Coachella ended up winning against Bakersfield the night before. And Nike Coco was in net. And I'm like, okay. So now we're going to get Alistezka. Great. What I didn't know is Alistezka right now is with the Seattle Kraken. Did somebody get hurt and I missed it?
I think I missed it too because when Shafran put out that it was LaFontaine, and you texted me after, that's why I was like, are you sure it's Deska? Because Shaf put out that it was LaFontaine. I didn't know what happened. I thought for sure we were going to see a Deska. But they were on a back-to-back too, I think, the Firebirds. So
yeah, they were. I did just state that.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, that happened. Ryan Winterton scores his 8th goal of the year, and
this was the weird one where it was kind of behind the net, and then Winterton just banked it off.
And he banked it off Copley, and it went in. Unfortunate. Really unfortunate. A bunch of big stops by both goaltenders. Jack LaFontaine made a great save. Yeah. Phoenix Copley got bailed out a couple of times by the post. And that was about it. I mean, in overtime, there's a lot of back and forth. A couple of posts were hit. Kid you not. Just unbelievable.
Kyle from Hockey Royalty had a stat that we would like to share. The Reign had 34 shots on goal at 5v5 through 60 minutes. 29 of those 34 came from forwards. The first line combined for 17 shots on goal. Godin had 1, Fagimo 8, and Malott 8.
The most of any line.
Forward shots on goal at 5v5. Fagimo with 8, Malott at 8. Pinelli with 6, which Pinelli, when he shoots, is dangerous. I think he starts shooting more.
He found his comfort zone shooting from the high slot.
Yes.
That's where all 3 of his goals came from, believe it or not.
Right side, come to the middle, shoot from the high slot. He has a good shot when he shoots. So I think he found something there.
Or he might just be jealous that his brother Luca is in the World Juniors for Canada.
Playing good too.
Yeah, he is playing good. He got himself a couple goals so far. Sean Element with 3, Jack Studnicka with 2, Tyler Mann with 1, and as we said later, Glenn Gaudin in 1. So the whole 4th line did not register a shot on goal. The Parker Jones, Lawrence, and Doty line did not register a shot on goal. And Chromiak and Ward on the 3rd line didn't register a shot on goal. So, we're over here saying that the 3rd line was great. 1/3 of the line was great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pinelli is making that third line great again, and it's really only Pinelli.
Yeah. I mean, in half, yikes. The Reign outshoot, as you've probably heard me before a bunch of times, the Reign outshoot the Coachella Valley Firebirds to bloody hell, 40-22. 11-6 in the first, 8-8 in the second, 18-5 in the third. And then Coachella Valley outshoots the Reign 3-2 in overtime with a lot more opportunities on the table. Let's believe that.
Sturm talked about it last week a little bit in the postgame where he likes the offensive output that they have been putting on the opposing teams and that they haven't really had that in previous years. And I agree, man. They have really fine-tuned their identity as a team. Last year in the playoffs, they were known for being physical. Their physicality, their entire third line was Lee, Hellenius, and
Doty.
What was it, Doty?
Doty and Hodgson were in and out too.
And then what was the fourth line? It was...
There's no way we're getting an answer on this one.
I forgot. But the third line was Lee, Hellenius, and another big guy, whether it was Hodgson or Doty.
Yes.
One of them.
I'm pretty sure that was the fourth line out of that matter.
I think it was the third. Because who was on the third line? I'm pretty sure it was Lee Hellenius, and then another big guy. That was
you know what?
Big line.
It might have been that.
And this year is not physicality. They
are overwhelming.
Very offensive.
Yes.
Overwhelmingly. Yeah, exactly.
Overwhelming the opposition with skill.
Oh, 100%. And
the Ontario Reign are second in the American Hockey League in total offensive output. And that's that doesn't surprise me whatsoever because this team, top to bottom, as I said before, I said this in episode 2 when we were breaking down the Reign, there's no shortage of skill on this team. You've got guys like Jeff Malott and Glenn Godden who could dish the puck. You've guys like Charles Hudon, who's in the Spangler Cup right now in Europe. You have guys like Charles Hudon and Samuel Fagimo and Francesco Pinelli that could just rip the puck home. My God. They're really good at that. Martin Chromiak can rip the puck home too. We're waiting for him to do that. And then you've got the grit grinders. You've got John Parker Jones, Caleb Lawrence, Jacob Doty. You've got all of these guys. And then defensively, I was worried about this team defensively. Now, I'm not worried about it whatsoever. Yeah. Joe Hicketts is taking great command of this team defensively. All right, you can go now. My bad.
No. You got No. Like you said, defensively, they're more than fine. Malott has explained to everyone in the postgame that they have bought into this kind of, they get in front of shots, they play a certain structure, and that's a testament to Marco Sturm. And Marco Sturm, by the way, is going to be a very sexy option for any NHL team looking for a guy.
Anaheim Ducks. Oh my voice crack. Anaheim Ducks, I'm looking directly at you. Specifically.
Yeah, Sturm is going to look like a sexy option for a head coaching job in the NHL next year. I would be very shocked to see him back in Ontario. And
I mean, if you want to say that, who takes the job of Marco Sturm if that does happen? Or are we too far out to even consider
We're too far out. We're too far.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen in the future.
For the better.
But what's impressive about their offensive output is, again, they're not a physical team, meaning that their forecheck isn't the greatest. They're not like the Florida Panthers last year where you dump the puck in deep and they're going to hit you in the zone.
And then they crowd the puck. The F1, F2 gets in there. F3's covering. And then next thing you know, it's a turnover. Boom, 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 score.
Uh-huh.
No.
And I'll go a step further. I don't think their forecheck is very good at all. But their but their transition game is amazing. They play very well on transition. And it's with guys like Pinelli who can have the puck and bring it into the offensive zone. You got guys like Glenn Godden who can bring it into the offensive zone, get a Hudon, and then Hudon scores. Second line, Studnicka. I mean, Studnicka is not going to be on the fun part of this episode today, but
oh well.
He can bring the puck into the zone probably better than anyone on the Reign. So, and that's another reason why Fagimo has been as good as he's been. And who plays on the other side of him?
Who?
Second line. It's Fagimo, Studnicka.
Fagimo, Studnicka, and then we've gone back and forth with Tyler Madden specifically. He's been on the other side of that line.
No, not the second line.
He's been on that second line a lot, believe it or not. So I'm trying to think who else it could be. Last night it was
Madden last night, but
okay,
Tuesday
yeah,
Madden.
we're gonna get into that in a moment too. We're actually gonna get into that right now. So
What?
it's usually Tyra Madden. At the start of the year, yeah, and then it was Kaliev beforehand, and then before that, it's been a complete twist up. So let's get into other stuff.
Oh yeah, you might be right. Actually,
I'm gonna truly believe this fact that I think that first goal came from everybody needing to get their footing in, and the Ontario Reign wanted to get that thing out of the way as quick as possible.
For sure.
The teddy bear toss.
For sure.
A lot of new faces and different lines and stuff. Sean Element gets bumped to the second line, gets himself some more minutes. Excuse me. Gets himself some more minutes. Samuel Fagimo gets bumped to the first line. Took long enough, for God's sake. And John Paul, oh my gosh, Led Zeppelin's very own John Paul Jones. No, John Parker Jones gets himself slid into the fourth line for the first time this year. He's in the game. Yay. My gosh, that fourth line is huge. John Parker Jones is 6'7", Caleb Lawrence is 6'7", and Doty's 6'3", but he's a freight train.
No, yeah, I was walking. I forgot who I was walking with at the beginning of the season. I was walking around the third level of the concourse, and John Parker Jones was like right behind me and the guy I was walking with. And I'm like, I got to let this guy through because he has longer strides than we do. So I let him through. That dude's huge. He is massive.
Yes, he is. No doubt about it.
All right. Let's go into the Rain Rapid Recap brought to you by Rain.
Rain weather report, correction.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you said rapid recap. Nice job.
Rain weather report.
You've got the 100%. This should be a no-brainer.
Let's go Francesco Pinelli.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, man, I didn't put his stats for the week. He had 1 goal. No, 2 goals in this game.
3 goals, no assists.
Okay, so 3 goals, no assists.
10 shots on goal this week.
When he shoots, he's dangerous. All 3 goals look very were in similar spots to each other. And he's turning into the guy that we thought he was going to be at the beginning of the season.
Certainly.
When he's on, the Rain goes with him. He's a motor on that third line. And when you have that kind of production in the bottom 6, the team is dangerous. And that's kind of been the Rain's MO this entire season. You know, from line 1 to line 4. From the 3 guys on top, 3 guys to the bottom. They're all doing stuff. And Pinelli this week was the guy who was doing most of the work.
Absolutely. The Ontario Reign have played 26 games this year. Francesco Pinelli has gotten himself in on the scoring in 3 out of the last 4 games. I don't know why I brought the 26 games up. Bear with me. Francesco Pinelli has 4 goals in the last 4 games, and he's shot the puck, let's see here, 16 times. So you're shooting 25%. Yeah, you should be pretty good at your job if you're doing that stuff.
Yep, for sure. All right, you want to go to the 50?
50%. This guy didn't really put up any points. He did have an assist to the Jeff Malott goal just because he was the initial shot. Give me Caleb Jones. Mm-hmm. Caleb Jones, defensively, he's been kind of the revelation the Ontario Reign needed. Like, the Ontario Reign were running thin or running really young on their defensive core. And I'm sorry, Joe Hicketts is not going to be a one-man wrecking crew on getting these guys up to speed and getting these guys disciplined. Caleb Jones, ever since he's been down with the Ontario Reign, the Reign are 5-0-1.
5-0-1.
Or 5-0-0-1 because the AHL just has to have stupid rules. So, hey, Caleb Jones is having himself a very good year. I mean, in the NHL as well, he doesn't look that bad either. I'm kind of shocked he got sent down in the first place. Brother to the Chicago Blackhawks' very own Seth Jones, for the people that don't know. 2 assists, 2 points in 6 games this year. I mean, there's not much more that needs to be said. He's a very good defenseman. Let's just put it that way. And he's the reason why I think the Ontario Reign look very good right now.
All right, for my 0%, I'm going to go with Jack Stunica, which is hard for me to do because I like the way Jack Stunica plays. But his offensive output has really just not been there for the Reign.
It's been brutal.
And even though, like I said earlier, he's bringing the puck into the zone, and he probably does it better than anyone else on the Reign, he's not putting up any points, which is kind of shocking because if you watch him play, you're like, this guy definitely is putting up points, but he's just not. This season, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. I mean, it's I want to say it's been disappointing because if you look at all of his years playing in the AHL, he doesn't really put up points like that. He put up 49 with the Providence Bruins in the 1920 season, and then put up 35 in the 21-22 season with the Providence Bruins. And then outside of that, I mean, it looks like he's been a little injury riddled though. So you can't really, get on him for that. Last season with the Barracuda, 27 games, 14 points. He's already at 26 games, so he's gonna surpass that, barring a freak injury that takes him out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's unfortunate Jack Studnicka's there, but it's something that needs to be stated because Jack Studnicka skates great. He has been off the scorecard for a while.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Last 10 games, he only has 2 assists.
Yeah.
That is brutal. And he has a -2 on the ice.
Yeah.
So, shooting the puck, he's got at least a shot on goal in every game. And 3 shots on goal in 7 of the 10 games. Stuff's not landing for him right now. Hence the 0% stuff. Sorry, but we can cry about that later. I think Jack Studnicka is going to turn around. There's nothing I really need to say. It's only a matter of time for him. Like, he looks really good to open the year. He had a 3-point night against the Abbotsford Canucks at the start of the year. 2 goals against Henderson. I mean, in the first 10 games of the year, he had 8 points. Or 7 points, excuse me. Jack Studnicka's having himself a pretty good year.
Yeah.
However, these past 10 games have been brutal for the I'm trying to figure out how old he is. For the 24-year-old.
Oh, so he's still kind of young.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, he can get himself to the NHL if he want to. I think he could.
Side note, the Reign have been pretty decent on the penalty kill still this season. That's
what I was looking at right now. The Ontario Reign this year, where are we at here? Actually, it's not as good as you're thinking. The Reign are 8th in the Western Conference with an 84.8 conversion rate on the penalty kill. In first place is the Rockford Ice Hogs in the Central Division with 89%. San Jose is 88.4%. Now, granted, their stats got boosted because the Rangers had to go 0 for 14 on the power play against them to open the year.
And I think you can say the same thing opposite about the Reign being 8th.
Yeah.
They got killed by the Barracuda.
No doubt.
Yeah,
3 for 8 on the power play too. Mm-hmm.
And same with the Firebirds.
The Ontario Reign, when they're on the road and they lead, I believe, in the American Hockey League in penalty killing. On the road, yeah, the Ontario Reign lead the American Hockey League in the penalty kill, 91.7%. That is stellar for the people at home.
Yep.
And then at home, oh my God, we got to be close to the bottom if that's the case. 78.4% at home.
Wow.
That is awful. Just in short. However, it could be worse. It could be the Belleville Senators that are 67.4% at home. That's even worse. My goodness.
Transitioning into the standings, the Reign currently stand tied for 3rd place. They're tied with the Colorado Eagles, who have a game. They
game
played
ahead of
one
them.
more game than the Reign. And they both have 35 points.
Yes.
So, and the Reign played the Silver Knights in a couple days, so that should be
a bit of a
win.
I'm not going to say a guarantee, but that's a guarantee.
And if they win, let's just say hypothetically, which is probably not true, the Eagles and the Barracuda both don't play. The Reign will be in 2nd place.
The Reign will move into 2nd place, and they'll move 4 points out of 1st place, which is the Calgary Wranglers. And the Calgary Wranglers got off to a running start and a hot start. The Reign have 4 games on them.
Yeah.
And they trail them by 6 points. So realistically, the Ontario Reign get 3 of 4 in that sort of way. The Ontario Reign are playing as good as the Calgary Wranglers, who we've been saying for a while is the best team in this league.
Yeah.
And as of right now, they are the best team in this league. Standings-wise, they have a game on the Rochester Americans and 2 games on the Hershey Bears, who both also have 41 points.
Yeah. We need to move some teams in the Pacific to the Central.
Yeah, because explain to me how the Colorado Eagles are in the Pacific Division.
Yeah,
oh
you
yeah,
can move Colorado
and the
to
Calgary
Central.
Wranglers too. The
Yeah.
Calgary Wranglers are in Alberta, guys. Like, that's not the Pacific. Aquarium of the Pacific. Why did I think of that? I don't know.
What do we got next week, Joe?
Next week, the Ontario Reign have a road game in Henderson at Lee Family Forum, or as they call the Stronghold. Yeah, that Stronghold's been getting pillaged all year, all right. They've got a 5 p.m. puck drop against the Henderson Silver Knights to close out 2024. And ringing in the new year, we have Country Night back at home at Toyota Arena Friday night, 7 p.m. puck drop against the da-na-na-na.
Goals suck.
Da-na-na-na.
Goals suck.
Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na.
Goals
Goals suck. Yeah, against that team. And then the other Bird team we don't like, we play them on Saturday on Casino Night. For the people that don't know, that's the Coachella Valley Firebirds. And with that being said, that's going to wrap up episode 14 of the Make It Rain podcast. Thank you guys for watching. We greatly appreciate it. My goodness. I'm all over today. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's down there. We're looking to get ourselves to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that stuff. We will have more information when that happens. He's Anthony Collazo from the Hockey News. I'm Joe O'Regan. Have a great week, everybody, and Happy New Year.